just a few days, Challenge 29 will begin. Just a couple of weeks ago, on May the 14th, we gathered together at Uplink, and over 150, almost 160 young people from across the Maryland, D.C. district committed to Challenge 29. We're asking every young person to invest over the next 3 months. Each month will be a specific area of investment. June, the focus of investment will be a spiritual investment. We're asking every young person that has taken Challenge 29 and committed to it to spend 5 minutes every day in June praying for Sheaves for Christ, praying for one of the specific ministries of Sheaves for Christ, perhaps foreign missions, maybe one of our home missionaries who each day is working to plant and build a new gospel preaching church across North America, perhaps Tupelo Children's Mansion that is dedicated to making sure that young children, that mothers are deciding to give life to, a place to live where they can be safe and preach the gospel. Or perhaps one of the many ministries that are dedicated to liberating those who are bound by drug or alcohol addictions. Whatever it may be, we do ask that you would spend 5 minutes of each day praying for Sheaves for Christ. And then on the 29th of June, collectively we're going to fast that entire day and then spend 1 hour dedicated to praying for Sheaves for Christ. As we peer beyond June and glimpse into July, our focus will shift from the spiritual investment to a sacrificial investment. We're asking each young person that has taken the commitment, the challenge of Challenge 29, to participate in some form of sacrificial event. Last year myself, I participated in a 5-mile walk, 10-mile run, 15-mile bike ride. For you, it may be a 5-mile walk, perhaps a 10-mile bike ride. Maybe you'll use a talent or a gift of yours to gather those sponsors. Whatever the case might be, we're asking that you each day in July would get one $29 sponsor, or the equivalent being the sum total of that being 29 sponsors at $29 each. I recognize that we're asking a great amount. I guess it wouldn't be a challenge if it was easy. But there are some incentives that I'd like to share with you. First, you might remember from Uplink we talked about anyone, all that complete Challenge 29. That means you spend the month of June in prayer. July, you get your $29 or 29 sponsors at $29 each. And then in August, you give $1 a day to Sheaves for Christ. Each one of you that finishes that commitment, that finishes Challenge 29, is going to be invited to a crazy party at Christian Life Center in Gaithersburg. There's going to be door prizes, there's going to be giveaways, there's going to be food, there's going to be basketball, volleyball, not to mention all your friends are going to be there. So you don't want to miss that. On top of that, and probably the coolest part, is everybody who finishes, their name is going to be put in a drawing. And out of that drawing, 2 people are going to get an iTouch, and 1 lucky winner is going to get an iPad. That's pretty cool. Now, that's not all. Since we last met, we've got an added incentive for each of you, and that is this: the top sponsor getter. So don't stop at 29. You have to get at least 29, but whoever gets the most sponsors total overall, automatically, no questions asked, no drawing, you automatically get an iPad. The next 2 runners up behind that automatically get an iTouch. No drawing, no having to worry is your name going to get drawn. You did the work. You deserve the prize. $29 sponsors. Impossible? Difficult? I know some of you might be thinking that you could never get 29 sponsors. Well, May the 15th, that's one day after Uplink, my phone rang. A young lady from the church that I pastor here in Lexington Park called and said, "Pastor, I've already got 30 sponsors." That's in one day. Separately from that, another young lady from the church here locally called and had already secured over 10 sponsors. Now, these sponsors weren't just people from within the church. In fact, some were neighbors that don't even attend church. Some were people that may never come to our church, but they felt, 1, they had a relationship, they knew the young lady, 2, they felt moved by the presentation in the pamphlet that each of you have. And so it is that you can do it. And And these are just a few testimonies, but I expect that many of you are going to be very surprised as you begin to share with others this challenge that you have taken, and watch as they get behind you and they support you.